feel free to raise your hands. We welcome any and all feedback and discussion on the topic.
May I place a query?
Yes.
I'm sorry to say that I haven't read it. I haven't this book, but I have a query. Books like this, in philosophy, the problem I see is when you read Eastern philosophy like these, I find that they stand on faith. You have to willingly accept what they're saying, and it's almost impossible to raise questions on what is given inside the book. So for example, when a teacher gave this book to you, he might have expected for a vishwas gara and ara klasma padhara, right? But when you look at philosophy from Western perspective, the fundamental thing is doubt. Western philosophy says एक किताब हातमा समातेर पढ्यो भने पहिलो काम गर डाउट गर. अब इस्टर्न फिलोसफी सेज यस्तो किताब समाएपछि डाउट गर्न मिल्दैन, फेथ गर. माई क्वेसन इज हाउ डु यु ब्यालेन्स दिस डाउट एन्ड फेथ? कसरी गर्न सक्छ? अब इस्टर्न फिलोसफीले त यो लिएपछि डाउट गर्न पाइँदैन, यो त ऋषिको कुरा हो, विश्वास गर्नुपर्छ भन्छ होइन. वेस्टर्नले के भन्छ? नो, बिगिन विथ डाउट. र डाउटले के हुन्छ? क्रस क्वेसन हुन्छ, भेरिफिकेसन हुन्छ, बल्ल साइन्स हुन्छ. मेरो क्वेसन के भन्दाखेरि यस्तो टाइपको बुकहरू साइन्स हुन सक्दैन, यस अर्थमा यो फिलोसफी हुन सक्दैन. मैले वेस्टबाट भने के अब हामी दुवै वर्ल्ड फिलोसफी पढ्दैछौँ भने हाउ डु यु ट्याकल दिस प्रब्लम? I'm sorry if the question is a bit difficult, I don't know, but I have this question into my mind as
Okay, thank you, sir, for a very critical question and a very deep question. And okay, let me try to answer it. Okay, regarding this book and Eastern philosophy, he said that we cannot cross question. We have to believe faith. They are based on the faith, but nowhere in the Vedic literature, the Hindu literature, it is said that you should believe in this. Only about the Vedas they have said that they are the Shruti, heard in the deepest of the meditation, so they are the highest authority, they are said. But regarding other literature, other than Veda, like Mahabharata, Ramayana, there, even in Vedas, the Upanishads, you can see, it is basically the question between teacher and student, disciple and the guru. So a guru expounds certain philosophy and teacher that disciple asks the question for the question, and doubts also, there are doubts, many doubts, like in Bhagavad Gita you can see Krishna was cross questioned so many times by Arjuna. So actually if you see from the Western philosophical thought, you may go into that perspective like Sir said, but actually it's not written in Hindu literature that you cannot cross question, you have to believe. It's not like that, I think. Okay.
So to answer Divakar sir's question, I like to take help from the Buddhism. In Buddhism, Bhagavan Buddha has told everywhere, do not believe on my words, do not believe because seniors said so. You have to experience that thing, you have to taste that thing, then only you need to believe. So we need faith to start from somewhere, but there is no space for blind faith in Buddhism, neither in Hinduism also, because if you see the Upanishads, they are only assertions of the rishis, what they have experienced in their higher state. So they are mere assertions. There is no call for to believe that thing. So I think this answers Sir's questions. So regarding today's program, I would like to thank all the reviewers at first. Then I like to also thank everyone for their enthusiasm for that they have shown here. And regarding the book review, I like to say that if we read enough books in our life, we can live thousands of life just in one life. A person who has not read any book will live only one life, while a person who reads many books will live thousand lives. Like sir just now said that he experienced Badrinath and the Mana cave through books also. He also have lived there, he has gone there. I have not gone there, but I can imagine the experience explained by Sriyam in this book. So this shows that you can live thousands of life in this very life if we read books. So it is important to read books. To answer the questions of reviewers, the first question from Dipasuri was that Sriyam never repented or he has no problem in the life. So first thing is that as a Rishi, he was Madhukar Nath in last life. Right? So the moment his guru asked him that you have done a mistake and your lives of tapasya is vanished by a second of anger, so this very moment he was asked to leave his body. So what can be the more severe punishment than this? He ignored one person because he was Muslim, he was not in proper clothes, he was not in proper state. So Sriyam had some kind of hatred towards the person, and Sriyam was asked by Bhagavata Babaji to leave your body now. So he has already got the punishment. Yet again, when he was born in Muslim family, he faced so many problems when he went to Hindu ashrams. As Bibhusa mentioned that he had to hide his identity. Sometimes he told his name as Siva Prasad or something like that. So this also shows that he had faced some kind of trouble. Regarding another question, Deveshwari has raised that being from the Muslim family, he has not praised Muslim. I deny that thing, because if you have seen the first part of the book, he has explained about the tomb he has visited, many dargah. He has mentioned the dargah of Ajmer Sharif and also other dargahs he has mentioned there. At the same time, his father was also not so religious. If you read the book, he has mentioned that his father used to celebrate his religion only on few festivals only. And he was very much inclined towards the Eastern philosophy, and his drawers was full of the books from Yoga Shastra. This also shows that not only he was trying to fit into the society where he lived, rather his father was also a very liberal person, so that also gave him the background to explore this kind of thing. And even his father was very liberal. When he had interest in this philosophy or Yoga Shastra, his father hired a person for him. So this also shows that he was not trying to fit, rather he had got that kind of background. So this helped him to grow as a Hindu guru. And regarding Sufism, if you see the video of Sriyam, it is already explained in YouTube. The book might not be enough space, so he might not have explained that in this book. But if you ask me, I can send you the video of Sriyam where he has explained Sufism in detail. It is more than 45 minutes video where he has talked about Sufism. So he has not denied that. And regarding his life after he came from Babaji's ashram, the 3.5 years he explained he experienced in the Himalayas, he came back and he still was doing gang fights. So as you told that his life was very smooth, it was not so. He was still doing gang fights. He has written in the book. And regarding the other struggles, you have asked why he have not faced any struggles. So a person's life is the accumulation of his past life deeds. So in his past life, if you read the second portion of this autobiography, that is The Journey Continues, you can see that in some life he was a prostitute, in some life he was a fighter, his whole clan was cleansed, everyone was killed during his marriage. So he has already faced many troubles in his past life. So might be because of his good deeds that he has experienced smooth life this time. At the same time, a person can erase his past life, it is said in Shastra, or can reduce the intensity of that past events if the person is very much spiritual. Now I would like to add some books which can give you more examples of this kind of thing, right? So talking about my own journey, how I believe this kind of things, right? People might say that or state that how you believe this kind of thing, you might be very ardent follower of this kind of thing, so you are a believer. So to answer this question, my journey about this kind of thing started from the book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma, which is a very famous book. And Robin Sharma is a world famous mentor or coach, corporate coach, and he is a highly paid coach. So if you see his books, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, he has mentioned about the sages of Sivana, where sages are living there in Himalayas for more than 300 years. So that was the first encounter I faced about this kind of thing. So I explored more. So I read this book in 2015, and this raised a question in me whether this kind of thing is possible. Although this is a book is a fiction, I was sure that this book must have got some sources. So then I asked my friend, he gave me a book called Siddha Ashram Ki Yogi by Dr. Narayana Srimali. Narayana Srimali is a very famous astrologer. He is no more in the body, but his son and nephews are very famous astrologers now. So Narayana Srimali has explained about the ashrams in Himalayas which are present there but we cannot see them. The frequency of our eyes do not match with the ashram, we cannot see them. Only the earnest seeker, the real seeker will find that ashram. So if you want to know about this more, you can read the book Siddha Ashram Ki Yogi by Dr. Narayana Srimali to explore further. One more. If you see the book called Autobiography of Yogi, this book came in 1946-7, almost 75 years ago. This book came. This book is still the world's bestseller, Autobiography of Yogi, and it is read by George Harrison, Steve Jobs. So every one of them, Rajnikant, Virat Kohli. So if you see their reviews of Rajnikant, Virat Kohli, they have stated that you have to go beyond your thoughts. You have to become open enough to know this book. So in this book also you will find this kind of experiences where Yogi has explained how his disciple in the past life got birth in a particular womb where he wanted. He found the person like an antenna finds the frequency. So this book can also add to this. Then there is the next book called Living with Himalayan Masters by Swami Rama. I read this book 3-4 years ago, Living with Himalayan Masters by Swami Rama. He is a very famous teacher in West also. He has established one institute called Himalayan Institute in Dehradun. So he again has enough followers worldwide. So if you read his book, you will find so many examples. This again raises the question. Then the book we have read now, Apprenticed, we already know about this book. Then there is a book called Swadharma by Vishnu Prasad Timil Sinha. The person is still alive and he stays in Pashupati area called Dhruvestali. You can go and ask him, as he has experienced with Sipri Baba, even his father was serving the Babaji. So Swadharma book's author is still alive. You can raise this question, you can ask him. Also in this book, the author has mentioned this thing that even Baba has mentioned this thing, Sipri Baba has mentioned this thing. Until and unless you realize the God, your questions will not be answered. We all have many questions, right? We all are in search of questions because we all are searching for certain kind of happiness. Even Dalai Lama has mentioned in his book, The Art of Happiness, the whole goal of life is to find happiness. So again, if you read this book, Swadharma, where Sipri Baba has mentioned this thing, that if you want to get all the questions answered, you cannot answer everything instantly. It requires your hard work. For example, if you see in past, people did not have lighter. They used to create fire by rubbing the woods or stones. Right? So if you ask me, where is the fire, from where it comes, you have to rub first, then it comes. Where it goes, again it comes. Right? So in the same way, if you have certain kind of quest, you have to do mehnat, like rubbing the stone or rubbing the wood. Then you can get fire. You can question where is the fire now, but if you start rubbing these 2 days, you can get fire. So it requires enough mehnat and enough rigorous hard work to get this kind of answer. It cannot be revealed instantly. One more thing, if you see the Western authors, I will add one book, Many Lives, Many Masters. Even Renisa has read this book, Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian. He is the doctor in Columbia University. Columbia is the world-known university, and he also had doubt about his patient Catherine explaining the past lives. Then he took the help of scientific research. He searched the libraries and he found that there are ample of studies done on the rebirth of a child. So even scientific study have been done on rebirth, reincarnation. So Dr. Brian was also skeptical about this thing. Being born in, I think, Jewish family, he was not open to this kind of idea. But he got life experience through his patient, and he found enough studies done in the libraries by Western authors, by Western scientists. So this again shows that there are certain studies which proves that this kind of thing can be experienced. Again, if you see the life of a great personality like Adi Shankaracharya, who left his body at the age of 32. But see the level of work he has done. He has written commentary on Gita, on Upanishads, and he has established many mutts. So how can a person who just lived for 32 years can do this kind of thing? We already reached that state, would have not done anything. So this again shows that there can be certain beings who are extraordinary. Again, the life of Swami Vivekananda. He left his body at the age of 39 only, and see his ashram, Ramakrishna Mission. Even Mitra Sir explained in the books. See the volume of books written by Vivekananda. In that era, when there was no internet, no resources, how can a person write so many books? And he gave a speech on 9/11 in America, Chicago, and everyone was convinced. How can a person, Indian saint, can convince a Westerner? So these kind of personalities are there which can inspire you, which can give you hope that even you can become that kind of thing. And Sriya mentions in many videos that you are also the spark of divine, but we have so many doubts on ourselves that we cannot explore. Even Bhagavan Buddha has told that enlightenment is not the monopoly of few persons. It can be the gem for everyone, but we are not exploring that thing. So this again shows that we need to do mehnat, then only we can get revealed. Like fire reveals only when we rub the wood. It cannot be revealed. So these are the answers. Regarding the things that you ask for proofs, if you do the experiment, keep one hot water, one cold water, and if you dip your hand in the hot water first and then dip the same hand in the cold water, you will find the cold water more colder. So this shows that your sense organs are not perfect. They are not competent enough to give the experience. So you cannot rely on the sense organ itself. This simple experience shows that your sense organ can mislead you. Another example,